Don't you just love it when a content creator asks you a common question of the day and then doesn't answer it in the video itself? Hello everybody and welcome back to the Pokemon Black Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode we defeated a gym battle and then a surprise rival battle, which I shouldn't be surprised anymore at this point, because frankly it happens all the damn time. You get a rival battle every 3 steps in this game. There's so many rival battles. There's 3 rivals in total. And I think this is where we get the rotation battle. Right, the tutorial, or the triple battle, or just some real bad pixelated CG. That's also a possibility, I suppose. The last episode was an interesting one because the critical hits were real. My speech was not real. It was very, very done. It was just dead. And you're not going to tell me that you want to fight me again. Okay, I was going to say, if you want to battle me again, I will just quit. Because I call shenanigans. Driftveil Drawbridge. I don't think we can catch... Okay, I was going to say maybe that's a Pokemon. I don't think we can catch anything here. Maybe we can? We might be able to. Now we just get a lot of wings, which... That's totally fine. I would prefer to just find a Pokemon to battle though, if I could. I'm gonna look this up real quickly. Can we find Driftveil Drawbridge on Cerebi? Do we have a catch list here? Yeah, we can actually find wild ducklets, which obviously would be changed into something else. So let's try to capture something here. I just don't know, I suppose. If you're quick enough maybe and the circle is very new and dark, you might be able to... I didn't even see... I'm getting all of these wings, which I think might be very useful items. But I would prefer a Pokemon, even though I can't use it if I capture it. I would prefer just to have it. I think this is also where you find Cresselia, isn't it? In the post game? Maybe? Feels like this might be the location. So I'm thinking maybe this is not how you get ducklets here. But it's got to be, right? It has to be. Yeah, it is. And it's an Among Us. I was gonna say, this doesn't sound like usual battle music. It's a grass type, which we could actually use. It's a grass and poison type, isn't it? That's actually a very good typing. Not something I can deal with using you, though. I have False Swipe. I need to remember I have False Swipe. I need to remember and use it. Because False Swipe is a very good move. So we can catch this Among Us. We can't use it yet, but we're going to have it in case something dies. And it's already level 25, which should show you that I am very much not actually over leveled. Because I'm the same level as wild Pokemon. So if I were to catch something now... Well, I say that while having level 31 Pokemon out, but really I think... Maybe just Generation 5 is easy. Maybe you just get very high level wild Pokemon. Yeah, because we just faced a gym leader which has the highest level Pokemon she had was level 27. And she had 2 level 25s. And now I'm running into level 25s. So the difficulty curve is just destroyed. And that's actually an interesting common question of the day, I suppose. What do you think is the easiest Pokemon game? I don't think I've asked that one before, have I? Because I definitely think the easiest Pokemon game, well, in a certain way, would be Red and Blue, because there's a lot of glitches you can take advantage of. But discounting that, I think it might very well be X and Y. Also, Among Us. I don't know what to call you. That's a really good question. What do you call an Among Us? It's a mushroom Pokeball thing. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's the mimic of this game. It tries to make you catch a Pokemon, but then actually ends up getting an item, and then ends up actually being a Pokemon. The same thing Voltorb did. And this Driftville City, which might have a catch list of its own. I don't think it will, though. Just the classic mimic from like Final Fantasy and other JRPGs, right? You think it's a chest or an item, but it's actually a monster. And in this case, a monster is a good thing, because we can capture it and make it our slave. I mean, pets, friend. Yeah, that's definitely what I meant. It's a friend. So once again, I do have the feeling that you can get a Zorua here. I have to remind myself, it's most definitely not the case. Maybe it is actually in Driftville City in Pokemon Black and White too, but I can definitely not go into the building like north of here and get myself a Zorua. Can I? I still feel like I can, but I looked this up. I looked it up and you need an event celebi to get Zorua. Maybe the randomizer patches that out though. Because it does seem like this might be the building I'm thinking of. Yeah, no, it definitely isn't. But maybe there's a gift Pokemon on here anyway. Also, while grinding before last episode, ran into the fossil giving dude. But I already caught something in there, so I couldn't get the fossil. I feel like there might be a gift Pokemon on here somewhere, but I'm not going to bother, because I've got plenty of Pokemon as it is, and we're going to go right into the Chargestone Cave. And first, actually, Route 6. This is usually where you can get dealing, isn't it? I really like dealing. I know I said I wanted grass types, but this is a little bit ridiculous. Isn't it? I think this might be a little bit ridiculous. We're gonna go for it though, because I really want this Ivysaur. Makes me think of the good old times in Mystery Dungeon where I had a Bulbasaur as a partner. But of course, this is an Ivysaur, and I don't think, did that thing ever evolve? Did I do the post game? I probably did the post game, right? But you can only evolve in Mystery Dungeon, I think it was Explorers of Sky, after you've actually completed the post game as well. So is it really post game at that point? It's just more game, in my opinion. There's so much post game and it's so deep in that game that I hardly ever consider it post game, really. I think the game doesn't end when you, at all, when you defeat Dialga, because the story even keeps going. I think, honestly, saying that Dialga is the final boss of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is just not very true. I think, honestly, the final boss is Darkrai, and not just because Darkrai is it Darkrai or Darkrai, and I don't care. And not just because Darkrai is like the actual final boss, but just the whole story. Oh no, you took yourself. Well, no Ivysaur for us. Level 32 for Shears though. Because the whole story like hinges on Darkrai at the end of the day, and the post game is definitely, there's some things in there which are in the continuation. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. It's a continuation. There's some things like the Manaphy subplot is not really a continuation of the main story, but then with like the Cresselia and the Drowsy thing and the whole dreams, and then Palkia shows up and Darkrai is a thing, and this could be such a good grinding spot with Giratina. And apparently it's not even a rare encounter because I got it twice in a row. I'm so mad. I would have liked a Giratina. I'll be honest. I would have liked a Giratina. I would not have minded that whatsoever. Oh well. I guess that means we'll have a more interesting team, you know? We have we've started this series with a Sunkern on our team. I think this series is all about letting a little bit more obscure Pokemon shine, and that's why I was so happy that I was able to get a Flygon. Or potentially can get a Flygon, I should say. I can actually use Bullet Seed here. Because Flygon is definitely not an overhyped Pokemon, is it? It kind of is a little bit, because it gets the status of a pseudo-legendary while it really isn't. But things like Octillery, it's not a Pokemon that gets a lot of love, I don't feel. And it's doing good work. Sizzle definitely is a bit of a more popular Pokemon, but that might be one of the few actually popular Pokemon on my team right now, Sizzle. Because we've got Liepard, which, frankly, I forgot it existed until I ran into it. And then let's actually take a look at our team. Because we've got Liepard, and then we've got Vibrava, which... and Solrock. I feel like the only reason Solrock hasn't been forgotten is because, one, the anime, I think, had like a lot of Solrock around Gen 3. That might... I don't remember, but I feel like there's like an anime thing going on there. And because Taida and Lisa are just a really annoying boss fight. And it's the same reason we all remember Miltank. Because if Whitney didn't have a Miltank, nobody would remember Miltank. Try to say that 10 times fast. And then of course Sizzle is a more interesting Pokemon, but Squidward is getting a little bit over-leveled as well. Or maybe the rest of my team is getting under-leveled. I don't know, I might actually just level up a little bit between episodes. Is this a safe house where I can heal? Because I don't need it, but I'll take it. It doesn't seem like a safe house where I can heal, never mind. There's a lot of scientists around there, which is another battle! I probably should switch out Squidward. I can always switch back into Squidward, because at this point Squidward can take a hit. But for things like a Gabite, actually it's nice to start with something that can use Aurora Beam. And also, yeah, I am not over-leveled, because this Gabite is level 27. So I'm definitely under-leveled with the rest of my team, rather than over-leveled with Squidward and Sheer. So maybe the level curve in this game is a little bit more rough than I gave it credit for. It depends, really. Do you base difficulty on the level of wild Pokemon you can catch and the amount of levels you can get through trainer battles? Because, obviously, I was literally just talking about mimics. This isn't randomized. What? Huh. I think, honestly, I'm not going to try any of these other items because I think they're maybe all fungus. I think, honestly, it's a mix between the two, right? Because you catch high-level Pokemon, and then the lower-level Pokemon of your enemies actually kind of balance it out again to the point where you eventually end up right around the same level anyway. But fighting more lower-level Pokemon is, of course, easier. And I feel like that is what Generation 5 does, mostly. And then, of course, the reason Generation 6 is so easy is because the experience share, and X and Y just throws so many Mega Evolutions in your face. And that's why it's so easy. So coming back to the common question of the day, making it go full circle, even though we're only halfway through the episode. Wait, what? Something looks like a Pokemon nest is blocking the entrance. So I can't go here yet? What am I supposed to do if I can't go here yet? Is this a new route? I don't think it would be a new route. I would very much like the Kabuto. Or the Whiscash. But I'm going to just run away for now. Because I think this is the same route and this is a different area, right? Yeah, this is the Chargestone Cave outside. Which doesn't have a catch list, I imagine. Trainer tips. I don't need trainer tips. I need to know how to progress with this game. Oh, it's a safe house. That's totally fine. I think I might have missed something in in the Driftvale City, I think it is. And I don't have fly yet, so I'm going to have to run all the way back. I'm going to run into a lot of Giratinas again, and they're going to annoy me because I could have caught a Giratina. That would have been so nice. Also, look, if you don't want to let me get away, that's fine, but I'll just murder you. You weren't that close when I started the battle. I mean, it makes sense that while I was battling, you actually walked closer. In a logical sense. But in a gameplay sense, doesn't make a lot of sense. A lot of sense is here. So again, probably should switch out, swap out. Swatch. It's a new word. We're going to swatch out Squidward from being in the front of our party, because while it is very good at taking out everything that breathes in front of it, it's also very good at hogging all the attention for itself. And even if it ends up being the one thing to kill everything, I think it can share a little bit of experience with the low. Why am I staying in against a grass type with our water type? What's wrong with me? I know I have an ice type move and I know I'm over leveled, but that could have gone so badly. So Swellow. Yeah, Swellow. The one thing that can take care of Swellow is also fairly over level. Okay, so we've got like 2 or 2.5 very good Pokemon and some Pokemon that are kind of just there, which just need a lot more experience to get going. And we have one Pokemon again which has a setup move now in Dusk with Helen Claws. And that worked very, very well for a Sunkern before with growth. So if Sunkern managed to actually become useful with setting up in certain battles, I think Liepard might be up for some like very good battles coming up as soon as it's a proper level and can actually take a couple of hits. That's a very important part of setting up. Also, the Swellow using Double Team, I'm not a huge fan. Gonna be honest. Could you please stop it? Because I don't think I have any guaranteed hitting moves. And I can't run away from you either. Fire Spin might be a guaranteed hit. It also has like residual damage over a couple of turns. Okay, so it definitely isn't. Let's see if anybody on my team has a guaranteed hitting move. Definitely no confusion right now, that's just 100%. Figure might be guaranteed hit. I don't think it is though. Sonic Boom? Oh, definitely not. Well, Protect is guaranteed to work, but not guaranteed to hit. I don't think we have anything. I mean, I could check Shears, but it doesn't really have anything that's it's going to be useful either. So we'll just have to get lucky and land a rock throw, I guess. It's not like Swellow can do much against me either. So just, I like this B button sometimes. Thank you for hitting. At least the Swellow is done for now. Let's switch out Squidward. No, swatch. We're going to swatch out Squidward. Squidward, you're getting swatched. Let's go with Aang. Also, Dusk still has the Black Gloss because you re-equip it automatically apparently after it gets knocked off. It seems like. So maybe I'm supposed to go in here and talk to somebody? I don't think I am. Doesn't seem like anybody in here is actually doing anything for me. Oh, there's just a couple of people looking into dealing. And there's a lot of... Can you please shut up? I don't have a dealing. Because I'm randomized. I don't know what that guy gives you usually if you show the dealing. I imagine he gives you something that's at least a little bit useful, right? It's got to be. I just want to go back to Driftvale City. I don't even think that's Driftvale, to be honest. I don't know what its name is. It might be Driftvale, I don't know. Wait a second, if that's Driftville City, don't I just face the gym leader there? The gym leader we just walked into? I could have sworn I took that one on. No, because after this we do the flying gym. I remember the flying gym now. So yeah, we definitely have to do the gym battle first. We can't go into Chargetown until the gym battle is done. And we'll get Bulldoze for that, I think. And Bulldoze is not as good as Earthquake. Oh my god! Let's get the heck out of here, Aang. I want you to survive. Also, if anybody dares calling this thing Aang, I will come over to your house and choke you. And not in a good way. Also, how do you have Crunch and I don't? That's not fair. I want Crunch. I'm a Dark type. You're just a normal type. Give me Crunch. I also need a better Fire type move, admittedly. But until then, yeah, Bug type is the best I have against Grass types. I'm very sorry. I would very much like to use Raw instead of Shears here. I would very much like to use Anorith, actually, which is called Savior. But I just refuse to call it Savior because it's nothing but being safe rather than saving things so far. I was gonna say, that didn't do a lot, but it's Fury Cut, so it builds up power. Don't worry. This is gonna do a lot more. And I don't think you actually have a third Pokemon, so Fury Cutter build-up is gonna be wasted a little bit. That's the thing, right? Fury Cutter doesn't really work if you're just doing it against one Pokemon. Because by the time it gets up to a decent power, you would have just been off just as well using any other type of move. It only works if you're going to stay in and like try to sweep somebody. And even then it only really works with large teams. Which I guess that's implied when I say sweeping. It's fair enough. There's a Squirtle here as well. Huh. That's 2 starters on 1 route and a legendary. That's a very good route. Because starters usually are decent Pokemon at least. Unless you're a fire fighting type and everybody hates you. It's Sunkern. How you doing, my boy? Girl, sorry, you're a girl. It's also a girl, by the way. Still. So it might literally be our Sunkern now because our Sunkern is in the box right now. Just bear with me here. So I don't know where the gym... I know where the gym is because the gyms don't look like gyms in this generation most of the time. They look like other buildings. And while that is a little bit annoying when you're not paying attention, it's actually pretty good game design, I think. Well, it's not good game design, it's good world design. Good game design would be just having a building that says Pokemon Gym on it. Maybe that's a little bit too obvious in some people's minds, and because of that, isn't there good game design? But I think... Wait a second. Cold storage. Do we have to do something in here? I probably should read a little bit more when talking to important characters. But I think we might be able to capture a Pokemon line here. Somewhere. Hopefully we can. So yeah, this Caterpie is gonna be in Caterpie Heaven soon. Well, not very soon, because Vibrava doesn't have any proper moves. I imagine Vibrava can learn Rock Tomb, right? That would probably be a better move than it has now. Because Sonic Boom really is the only useful thing it has. If it has a good move, it might actually become a decent Pokemon. So after this battle, I'm going to try teaching it Rock Tomb, and after that I'm probably just going to walk around a little bit more and then end of this episode. Because, frankly, don't know what to do. Maybe you just get a good move at level 26 anyway? No, you don't. And I can't say it against the Grass type. So... I just realized, by the way, that the only thing that has a Fire type move on my team is a Rock type, so it's a really bad matchup for Grass types anyway. I want to use Savior, I really do, but just look at this moveset. You know what is a Cherrim? It's a damn Cherrim. It's not a good Pokemon whatsoever. I can do this. Savior, you can take out this Cherrim. Especially if it doesn't have Sunny Day. Actually, I think it doesn't even matter if it has Sunny Day. But Metal Claw, you're just gonna get like a plus. You have Sunny Day. That is potentially an issue if you have Solar Beam. You're level 24, you don't have Solar Beam. You can't have Solar Beam. Surely you don't have Solar Beam. You have Magical Leaf, which... That's neutral, right? Yeah, that's neutral, but it still does a lot of damage. That's so pathetic. Savior. This is why I'm not using Savior on screen. I wanted to show you why I'm not using Savior on screen. I'm a level higher. I could get 2 shots with a Magical Leaf, which is neutral. And I don't think I would even 3-shot the Cherrim, honestly. I think I would need 4 attacks to take out the Cherrim. On the other hand, we have the exact same move. I might add, Scizor does get Stab. Look at the amount of damage. Also, I'm like 8 levels higher, I'm aware. Fair comparison? Maybe not. Maybe when it evolves into an Armaldo, it'll be actually a very, very powerful Pokemon. But it's not an Armaldo yet now, is it? So I can see some grass over there, and I would very much like to take advantage of that before... Okay, so I can't get to it. Can I? Can I just walk past you? I imagine I can't. I can! Wow. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be here in the cold storage area for the story progression, but we're going to get a... Are you mocking me? I very much like Cradily, by the way. I very much do. Because I never know what it's weak against. But just as I was complaining about one Hoenn fossil, I get the evolved version of the other one. And this one has a whole lot more potential adult stuff going for it. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, what am I going to do with you? Because Furicusser isn't going to do a lot. So I can use that like once or twice. Okay, only once. Even though it's super effective, it doesn't do a lot. But then you're a rock type, so False Swipe isn't going to do shit. Also, I just realized Bug type is effective against it. Took me like 10 years to realize it. Probably more actually, because I still think Pokemon Emerald is 10 years old. But as we figured out a couple of episodes ago, this game we're playing right now is almost 10 years old. So Pokemon Emerald surely is like... How old is Pokemon Emerald? When was Pokemon Emerald released? Pokemon Emerald is like 15 years old? Emerald? Release date. Release. 2004. Wow, it is 15 years old. Actually, by the time this goes up, this video, it might be very close to September 16th. Is actually when it was first released. I imagine that's the Japanese release date, so I wouldn't have played it back then. But that's insane. Wow. Okay, so let's catch this. And I really want to call it something, but it's a very not algorithm safe name. So I'm going to reference something if I manage to catch this. That is. Because I don't think I will be able to, maybe. But it's going to be referential. It's going to be a reference to Pokemon through the years, I think, like Season 3, where I had a Nidoran male and I called it a certain thing. Maybe it's Season 2, I don't know. And that certain thing is what the things around it look like. So if I catch this thing, it's going to be called Nidoran. And it's going to confuse a lot of people in any episode after this, if it actually gets a spot on the team. Because nobody's going to understand why Cradily is called Nidoran. But that's half the fun, isn't it? because I really don't want to call it the other thing. Even though it makes a lot of sense. So the fact that it's got ingrained going for it is a little bit annoying as far as its HP goes, because it keeps going up and I keep having to waste turns using False Swipe over and over again on it. And this episode is already over time, so please just stay in the ball. Thank you. Credilli, from now on, you're called Nidoran. It's literally like in the first episode of Pokemon Through the Years, I think, Season 3. And when I say season, I mean attempt, because none of the attempts I've done so far have actually worked. I think like Season 3 got to Generation 4, which is mind-boggling that it got that far. You know what? No, I'm just going to call it Nido. Because we also had the Nido Reno, and eventually it was a Nido King, I think. So we're just going to call it Nido. And with that, I would like to thank you guys all for watching this episode, in which I didn't know what to do, so I just wasted a bunch of time. And until the next time, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video, while I go look up what the frick I'm supposed to do. I think one of the buildings in here is the gym and I'm supposed to go there. I might be supposed to go to the cold storage. We'll figure it out next episode. I'll do a little bit of grinding though, because I think the upcoming gym is like level 30. Suddenly, because the level curve in this game is on one hand side sometimes very easy, and on the other hand side sometimes just all over the place. But I don't know where I was in my outro, so I'm just going to say bye. Bye.